It's your boy, one and only AR Legends. And yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had the power of destruction. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the previous part of this series. And yeah, guys, I am going to make this part, and hopefully, you guys will like it as well. As for the next part, the like goal is going to be, let's see about it, 200 likes and 80 comments. Do that, and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. And yeah, guys, on my other channel, I have today uploaded another video. What if Naruto was neglected and had Tobirama's jutsus? So yeah guys, that is a good series. So the link is in the description below. Just like the link of my Instagram is also in the description below. So please guys follow me on Instagram and watch the video. So yeah guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be really helpful to me. So yeah guys, without any further ado, let us start the video. So, last time we left off as we saw that how you can say Naruto as well as his team were doing D-rank missions as Yamato was given a mission to keep an eye on Naruto along with Kushina, but Kushina was you can say now getting pretty frustrated as rumors were spreading across the village that how she has not taken a mission or trained on over 13 years and how she is no longer a S-rank shinobi and all that, as many people forgot that the Sonins did not take missions as well as they have been, you can say, simply freeloading for a long time, but yet they were still considered as rank shinobis. But about Kushina, the rumors were spreading like wildfires, and she was not liking it whatsoever. And after her, you can say, like defeat in the hands of Naruto, Yamato said the same thing about how she was rusty. She almost killed the poor boy, but in the end of the time, she started to train and take her duties a bit seriously about the clan matters as a mission came as Minato sent Team 7 on it. But when he got the news that how Team 7 has met resistance with, you can say, different shinobis like Zabuza and his apprentice, he decided to send another team for the help. After all, Jiraiya Sensei was out on his, you can say, spy network, and while on the other hand, Kushina was busy with the council, so he had to send another team. So he decided to send the team of Naruto as they finally arrived to the Wave Country. As Naruto saw that how he was getting pretty bored, and when he arrived there, Sasuke and Manma and Naruto were there. Needless to say, they started to get on his nerves as he decided to take a tour and at least try to find something to destroy. And since Gato, so you can say generously volunteered himself, Naruto literally destroyed Gato as well as all of his thugs. It was pretty easy for him. While on the other hand, Zabuza has decided to ask for some help after he realized that things were getting a bit hectic. So he decided to send a signal to a message to his old comrade known by the name of Kisame Hoshigake, as Kisame finally arrived to help his old, you can say, comrade and all that. So yeah guys, that was the last part. So if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out. You guys will definitely like it. So yeah guys, without any further ado, let us start the video from here. So I'm going to start my video as Menma, Naruto and Sasuke has already mastered, you can say, what walking exercise. Sakura has been also been able to do that, while on the other hand Sai already knew the exercise and they have finally completed it, as Naruto has already shown it to Yamato. So Naruto was doing his own thing. Once again, Sasuke tried to spy on Naruto. Needless to say, he always found himself knocked out from one point to another, even when he tried to, you can say, use some techniques to hide himself and all that. He always got knocked out. So he was pretty angry and furious at that. His, you can say, Uchiha pride did not allow him to admit that it was Naruto who was knocking him out before he could even see him and all that, which made him pretty angry. While on the other hand, Menma and Naruto are still, you can say, angry and scared a little bit of their older brother, as while on the other hand now Naruto was simply, you can say, minding his own business beneath a tree trying to meditate, while on the other hand finally two figures approaches it, as Naruto already knew who these guys were but decided to humor them, as this figure were none other than Menma and Naruto, while on the other hand from far away Kakashi was watching it, keeping an eye on him, as well as Yamato, who wanted to see what his student was really made up of. After all, he had a feeling that Naruto has never used his true power, as while on the other hand Menma and Naruto has been training for over 2 months by Jiraiya, and they have been training furiously to increase their chakra control, their strength, their reflexes, and all that, even summoning jutsus as men must speak up, hey loser. As Naruto had his eyes closed once again, not paying attention to him, as Menma gritted his teeth, as Naruko also clenched her fist. At this point, she would have released her chakra chains, but alas, her chakra chains were literally destroyed, which she still did not understand, and blamed Naruto for it, claiming that how Naruto has stealed her chakra chains, well, which was actually true. But anyways, as Naruko speak up, hey loser, we are talking to you. As Naruto opened his eyes, what do you want? As Menma glared towards him, I want to challenge you, fight the title right here and right now. As Naruto gave him a small smirk, you do realize that you are no match for me, just a trash, weakling, who needs the training of 4 S-rank shinobis. Well, Kushina is no longer considered S-rank, so yeah, that could be the reason of it. After all, she's just a weakling. At this, Kakashi and Yamato's eyes widen in utter shock. So, that could be considered, after all, weaklings such as yours need all the help they could get in the whole world. As Naruto and Menma lost it as they launched themselves towards Naruto, but Naruto literally vanished from their eyes and he was behind them. You know, last time you did that, what happened, right? As Naruto put both of his hands to their respective arms, which he broken, of course. As Menma and Naruto flinch at that, but they quickly substituted with a nearby lock. As Naruko had her, you can say, sword came out as she glared towards him. You bastard, you stole my chakra chains. I demand that you return it to me. The heir of the Uzumaki clan as she rushed towards him, putting, you can say, lightning chakra into her sword, just like Jirai sensei and you can say her father taught, as well as Kakashi as she launched herself towards Naruto. As Naruto smirked as he bring out his, you can say, one finger, as both the sword and the finger clashed against each other, as the sword shattered into pieces, shocking Naruto as Naruto gave him her a smirk. But then Menma appeared from behind with a, you can say, Rasengan in his hand, and at the last second, when it was about to be connected, Naruto simply vanished from it as Naruto had her eyes widened and a broken sword in her arm. As her eyes once again widened, but Menma was able to grab himself and you can say cancel out the Rasengan in the mid of second. It was just a palm which hit Naruko's stomach as she was launched a bit back as Menma started to look around as but suddenly he felt a some you can say weight on his head as he gritted his teeth and looked upward to say Naruto was standing on his head literally, and Naruko was now glaring towards him as she started to go through hand sign as Menma substituted with a nearby log as Naruko released a fireball as Menma also completed his hand sign as he released a gigantic burst of wind as both of the attacks collided together and rushed towards Naruto as Naruto smirked at that, but at the same moment something came to his, you can say, nose, and suddenly he started to blink rapidly and let out a, you can say, let out a sneeze as a gigantic ball of purple energy released from his mouth as he rushed towards the gigantic fireball which was coming towards both of them as it literally destroyed it as Menma and Ruko's eyes widened the speed at which it was coming. It would literally hit them. They did not know what it was. It just looked like a Rasengan. But before it could, you can say, even come close to that, as Naruto appeared with his hand forward as his hand collided with the energy of destruction as he stopped it at the mid of it and started to shrink it. And just like that, it disappeared as Naruto looked towards both of them. I have enough of it. As Naruto vanished from their eyes and before Menma and Ruko could even blink, as Naruto grabbed both of their heads and collided them together at such a force that both of them got knocked out. And just like that, Kakashi appeared in front of Naruto. His lone eye narrowed. Naruto, you do not need to go that far. You should learn restraint and should not attack your comrades of Leaf. As Naruto looked towards him as if the man has lost his mind. As Naruto simply shrugged. I do not know what you're talking about. As you can say, Kakashi glared towards him. I saw it from my own eyes. You attack. As Naruto said, well, seeing that you only have one eye, so you may have not, you can say, seen a lot clearly. As Kakashi gritted his teeth at that, he has been training Menma and Naruto a lot harder, as well as Jiraiya Sensei, as well as Minato and Kushina, and now the rumors are spreading that Menma and Naruto are not as talented as they were, you can say, previously thought, and how it was damaging their reputation at the same time. As And Kakashi loved Menma and Naruto like his own, you can say, siblings. So he always hated it when Naruto was easily able to defeat both of them like it was nothing. As Kakashi was about to say something as Yamato arrived. That is enough, Kakashi senpai. Naruto, you should not have done, you can say, gone too far. But you were able to defeat them. I'm impressed with that. As Kakashi glared towards Yamato, I will brought it up to the Hokage, Naruto. You would be punished for it. As Naruto simply gave him a look. To do whatever he want, he does not give a shit. As Kakashi gritted his teeth and decided to take Menma and Naruto back to Sasuke, who was watching the battle with his Sharingan trying to copy some jutsu as he tried to copy that Rasengan looking jutsu, but he was unable to do that. Hell, he did not even understood it, what it actually was, but it was something dangerous, he knew that. As Naruto gave him a cheeky smirk as Sasuke gritted his teeth. He was unable to copy any jutsu from Naruto. Well, at least he saw that wind technique. He would try it later, as he nodded at that and decided to follow Kakashi with a, you can say, Uchiha grunt. As Yamato looked towards Naruto, well, Naruto-san, maybe you should, you can say, go back to your team and try to do some teamwork exercises. After all, you may be powerful, but as a team, you should grow together. As Naruto simply looked towards him and gave him a shrug and decided to go to the position. As Naruto, as if he cared about the whole team thing. Soon enough, he will leave Konoha and all that bullshit behind, as he decided to take his leave for now. As now, let us have a time skip. As in this time, many things happened. As Sasuke was glaring towards him with his Sharingan, as Menma and Naruto were now also looking towards him with pure anger and rage in their eyes and claiming that how they did not use their full power and they still could use, you can say, Kyuubi's chakra. So yeah, they would have won and all that, but Naruto did not pay them any mind. And Inari also said the same things about, you can say, suffering and all. So yeah, guys, now let us go to the bridge as both teams has finally arrived after all. 1 week has passed, so they should not, you can say, split. Who knows, Zabuza may have, you can say, asked for reinforcement and all that. After all, Naruto has yet to told them about Gato. So yeah, that is one thing. And just like that, when they finally arrived to the bridge, they saw that the bodies of the bridge builders that were around them as the bridge builder Zabuza Tazuna's eyes widened as he looked towards the, you can say, dead bodies of his friends. He was about to rush to see that if they were alive, but Kakashi put a hand to it. Tazuna, stay back. I sense a presence. It seemed that Zabuza has finally, you can say, recovered as a voice came from the mist that was surrounding the whole bridge. Well, Kakashi. It seemed that you have, you can say, recovered as well. Well, it does not matter this time. You are going down, and that reinforcement you have asked from the leaf, that is not going to help you. After all, I have asked for reinforcement from my one of old friends as well. Wouldn't you agree? Kisame, as a chuckle could be heard as Kakashi, who was hearing everything, suddenly his blood got freeze at that. He had, you can say, know that name. After all, the guy Zabuza was talking about was a S rank missing name and a dangerous one at that. As the chuckle finally, you can say, died down as a figure appeared from the mist. As this was none other than Kisame, and after that, Zabuza and his apprentice also arrived as Kisame smirked as he said, Kakashi have the Sharingan. Well, to be honest, I do not care much about you. After all, you only have one eye, and that is just a fake. After all, I know someone who has very advanced version of it. But anyways, it does not matter. As Kisame simply looked towards, you can say, Kakashi, and then he looked towards Yamato as his, you can say, sword was simply getting excited a little bit when she looked towards, you can say, the Yamato as well as the Jinchurikis as Kisame smirk widened. Well, you look at that. Zabuza, you did not told me that the children of the Hokage and the Jinchurikis of the Kyuubi were here, as Kisame smirked at that as I said, well, I did not knew that they were the children of the Hokage, but I did know them that they were Jinchurikis. I wanted to give it to you as a surprise, as Kisame smirked widened at that. I always love your presents, Zabuza. As you can say, Kakashi looked towards Yamato. Yamato, the situation is getting bad. As he looked towards his team, Sasuke, Menma, Naruto, you have to take down that apprentice of Kisame, of Zabuza, as soon as possible. Yamato, you try to take care of Kisame, while on the other hand, I will try to end Zabuza as soon as possible. As she simply nodded, as Yamato looked back as he said, Sakura, as well as Sai, your duty is to protect the bridge builder, Naruto. You will also help me as well from long distance, as Kakashi was about to protest that how he was just a genin, but Kisame did not give them time as Kisame launched himself towards Yamato. I have enough of waiting for my fun as Yamato started to go through hand sign as wooden pillars erupted from the ground trying to grab Kisame, while on the other hand Zabuza launches himself towards Kakashi as Kakashi also rushes toward Zabuza as Menma, Naruto and Sasuke also started to engage Haku as while on the other hand Kisame was smirking. Well, it seemed that they have found a user. He never expected that as I said, well. I never expected a wood user to be here. Who are you? Are you a Sanju by chance? As Yamato did not answer as he started to go through hand sign as a wooden dragon appeared from the, you can say, nearby ground and rushed towards, you can say, Kisame as Kisame smirked as started to go through hand signs and released gigantic shocks of water which completely, you can say, destroyed the wooden dragon, which was pretty weaker version of the original technique, as Yamato launches himself towards Kisame, and Kisame started to absorb his chakra, as Samehada loved the chakra of the Mokitan, as he was smirking as he said, well, wooden guy, I think that my leader would like you, and before Yamato could do anything, he was already knocked out with the speed of a S-rank shinobi, as Kisame grabbed, you can say, Yamato, as he really hoped that Madara would be, you can say, intrigued by this development, but before he could completely, you can say, turn around to, you can say, take care of Jinchuriki, suddenly, you can say, Yamato from his hands vanished, and the next thing he knew, a fist slammed into his face, which you can say, put his mouth to face to the ground as such a, you can say, power that it shattered as Kisame could not believe that one moment he was about to take care of Jinchurikis and the next moment the person he was holding vanishes from his eyes and his face was literally planted into the ground. As he stood up, the blood was leaking from his nose, but Samehara was already healing him and he looked forward to see that brat and he had his sensei as Naruto put Yamato in the side of a bridge and looked back toward Kisame with a smirk on his face. Well, you look powerful. Well, not as powerful as those Osusuke's guys. But of course, you're powerful enough. Maybe you would be a bit of fun. As Kisame looked towards Naruto for some time and then a smirk came to his face. Well, brat, you seem powerful as well. But it does not matter. You can say, mess with my prey and you're gonna pay for that. As Naruto gave him a smirk. Hey, you can say, evil smirk. As Kisame, you can say, also returned the same evil smirk. As Naruto said, well, your sword, it looked good. Maybe I will keep it after I kill you, of course. As Kisame started to laugh, as brat, I like you. Maybe I will kill you quickly, otherwise I would have killed you slowly, but you're gonna die anyway. As Naruto gave him a smirk, why don't you try it? And Kisame smirk as he launches himself towards Naruto with a blinding, at least you can say high Jonin speed. As Naruto smirk back as he also releases a bit of his power and both of them collided at the center. As Kisame was smirking, he was not using Samehada at the moment. He's going to enjoy it and both of them engage in a small taijutsu battle, but Kisame was shocked. The kid was fast, he had to use his full speed, and at the same time, the kid was still keeping up with him, and both of them collided their fists as you can say cracks started to appear in the whole bridge. As Naruto gave him a look, well, I have already getting bored of staying in this whole country, so I'll be taking you away. Cannot destroy the bridge. After all, it would be against our mission. As Naruto grabbed Kisame literally from his face as he vanishes, and the next moment Kisame knew he was slammed into a nearby tree which shattered into pieces as he was thrown into many other trees after that. As Kisame could not believe it, one moment he was at the bridge and the next moment he was far away, at least you can say half a kilometer away from the whole tree, just like that in a second. And Naruto was in front of him. Now we can have a bit of fun. As Naruto released a bit of his energy from his body, as Kisame smirked as he bring out Samehada. Your chakra seem powerful, Samehada would like it. As he launches Samehada towards it, as Naruto smirked as he grabbed the sword with his bare hand, as Kisame was thinking that how the chakra would be absorbed, but suddenly Samehada let out a screech of pure pain and agony as Naruto gave him a smirk as Kisame could not understand what was going on here. Samehada should have absorbed this clearly powerful chakra, but it was screaming like it was literally unable to eat whatever it was, and it was literally destroying it. It was like eating stone itself for a normal person, as literally dangerous stones at that. And suddenly you can say Samehada let out a screech of pure pain, but Naruto let go of the sword and he kicks Kisame at such a speed that he was launched with the Samehada at a nearby boulder, shattering it apart. As Naruto looked towards him with a smirk, well, it seemed that your sword cannot contain my chakra, huh? As he smirked at that. Well, I could destroy you as well as your sword, but where the fun would be? So I'm going to have a bit of fun, Kisame. So why don't you entertain me? As Kisame stood up. Well, brat, it seemed that you're more dangerous than I previously thought. I would have to use more of my power. Well then, as he started to go through hand sign, water style, water bullet techniques, as he released, you can say a lot of water bullet from his, you can say mouth, and started to go through once again hand sign, water style, water dragon, as another technique, a water dragon rushes towards Naruto as Naruto smirks as he starts to wave through, you can say, the water bullets which were coming at such a speed, but Naruto's speed was a lot faster. He was leaving after images behind it, and just like that, Naruto smirked as his energy started to surround his body as he punches the water dragon, shattering it into literally water droplets. But for some reason, those water droplets, instead of hitting the ground and wetting it, simply vanishes into nothingness as Naruto smirked towards Kisame, who was now confused, but started to go through hand signs once again and release a gigantic water wave as Naruto simply looked towards him as Kisame was floating at the top of the, you can say, water wave and released some sharks into it as Naruto smirked. Huh, well then. I have something for you as well, Kisame. Here, catch it. As Naruto made a Hakai ball in his hand and launches it towards the, you can say, top of the wave as Kisame narrowed his eyes and Samehada screeched towards him to move and he followed his sword and as well as his instincts as he jumped outside of the whole wave, and just like that the shocks which were present in it made contact with it as well as the water as it shattered into nothingness, not even water droplets left behind as Kisame could not understand what was going on here, as if the kid was removing it from the very reality itself. As you can say, Kisame narrowed his eyes as he finally arrived to the ground. Kid, I must say, you're pretty dangerous. I have an offer for you. Why don't you join Akatsuki? As Naruto looked towards him. And what is this Akatsuki is all about? As Kisame smirked, maybe his leader would like it. This ability to destroy anything and everything is literally, you can say, out of this world. And his leader would definitely love it. So, Kisame Kisame decided to speak up. Well, kid, this organization is made up of the most powerful, you can say, shinobis in the whole world. S rank shinobis, even the double S rank shinobis are part of this organization. Of course, they are missing Nin, and I am a part of it, one of the stronger members. And by you joining them, maybe in the future, you will get even stronger and could even become the strongest shinobi to ever known. This is the opportunity for you, kid, to bring a real change to the world. As Naruto simply scoffed at that, as if he cared something as little as the world. As he looked towards him, to be honest, I do not give a damn about a organization, but I will keep your offer in mind. Maybe after I kill you, they will have a, you can say, a empty spot for me. As Naruto smirked at that, as Kisame chuckled as he said, well, brat, why don't you try it? As both of them launches themselves towards each other, Naruto at the moment is not even using a percentage of his power. He's just enjoying himself, while on the other hand, Kakashi has finally killed off Zabuza and Haku has been taken down by one tail, you can say Menma and Ruko, and Sasuke, who has evolved his Sharingan to Tomo as well in both eyes. But he was knocked out pretty quickly, and Menma and Ruko entered into the one tail state after Haku threw her senbons in their body. So they used the power of the QB to literally destroy Haku and kill her as well. And now Kakashi was tanking a little bit as he looked back towards, you can say, Yamato, and he was able to find him after some time as he saw that how Yamato was knocked out. At least he was alive. I started to look around. The brat, the Naruto was not there, as well as Kisame. Maybe Kisame has killed him and decided to take his leave after he realized that how he could not, you can say, Zabuza was dead. That was the only possible, you can say, thing. Maybe that was a good thing now that Naruto was dead. Maybe Menma and Naruto would be named the heirs once again and they will fulfill their destiny as the children of. But before he could even complete that thought, finally Naruto arrived as he said, well, it is finally done, huh? As he looked back towards, you can say, the dead farm of Zabuza, and he simply smiled at that. Well, Kakashi-san, it seems that you're able to take him down. Huh, I was expecting you to be beaten down pretty badly. After all, you're just a weakling, right? As Kakashi gritted his teeth, damn it, brat, why couldn't you just die so that Menma and Naruto once again could be named as the heir? And after all, they deserve it better. And once again, they heard a voice, Sasuke-kun Eshi, as Sakura Haruno was rushing towards. As Sasuke, as Sasuke sighed. But before Sakura could even reach, you can say, Sasuke, the eyes that were surrounding the whole place as Sakura slept, and just like that, she slipped off the whole bridge, and everyone was looking towards each other as Kakashi launches himself to grab the kid, but he was already way too much exhausted, and he simply, you can say, tripped down as he looked towards Naruto, who decided to just play the role as he came to the other side of the bridge. The waves beneath it were crashing, and Naruto in his mind was shouting, "Yes, Sakura, you can do it. Go for it." And just like that, before Naruto could even reach the rail, Sakura was literally has disappeared into the waves. As Naruto looked back towards, you can say, Kakashi, and then he looked towards Sai, who had a blank look on his face, Sasuke, who had a relief look on his face, Manma and Naruto, who has been exhausted after using one tail chakra. So Naruto simply looked towards them with a shrug. Well, I cannot seem to be find her. And that waves, they are not definitely favorable for me to enter it. After all, I'm still practicing my water walking. As Kakashi was already way too much exhausted to go down and find the girl. After all, she's nowhere to be found, and those waves are definitely dangerous. They were coming from the goddamn sea after all. So even he would be, you can say, hard pressed to go up against all those waves and water walk on it, or even try to swim upward. Well, it seemed that Sakura Haruno is done for. As Kakashi, well, at least she was not his student. So Yamato, after some time, finally woke up. He was given the bad news of, you can say, Sakura's death. To be honest, Yamato did not knew that what to think about it. After all, Sakura was the most useless person in the whole team, if not the whole graduation, you can say. Well, on the bright side, it seemed that Kisame had decided to take his leave for whatever reason and did not kill him, as well as did not, you can say, kill Manma and Naruto as well. Yamato was a bit suspicious about the whole thing, but Naruto gave him a story that how he was able to fight him and Kisame was just playing around, and after some time when Kakashi defeated him, he decided to take his leave, saying that how he did not care about the whole thing and he would take down the Jinchurikis later on. As Yamato was a bit suspicious but nodded nonetheless. After all, what could be the other reason? It is not like Kisame has been defeated and both of his arms and legs are broken. His sword is literally going through his arm and he was literally sent flying into the water in the direction of the water country, right? That was not a possibility, as you can say. Yamato simply nodded at that, unknown to him. That was literally the whole thing. After Naruto got a bit bored of the whole fight, he decided to have his fun. So, he literally broke the arm of Kisame and literally shattered it. After, you can say, Samehata tried to heal it as Naruto kicked the sword outside, literally far away. We started to crawl once again towards Kisame, but Naruto had more than enough time to do what he wanted. As Naruto broke both of the arm of Kisame and then both of the legs and then his spine and threw it in the direction of the sword coming. A sword, you can say, he impaled his shoulder, tried to grab onto him, as both the sword and the Kisame were literally sent flying toward the direction of the water country. So Naruto had enough of Kisame and had his fun. So, yeah, flashback ends. And finally, you can say that they have decided to go back to Konoha. with the bad news of Sakura Haruno being dead, but at least they completed the mission, so most of them were happy. Naruto was cheering inside, no longer he had to hear the screeching noise of Sakura, and he was finally free, while on the other hand, Sai was, well, Sai. Who cares about him? Anyways. And they finally arrived to Konoha as Minato was now hearing to the whole report as Kakashi has finished his report as well as his encounter with Zabuza in both turns and why he decided to, you can say, continue with the mission and how Kisame Hoshigaki arrived there and after he saw that Kisame has, you can say, saw Zabuza being dead, he decided to take his leave. It seemed that he was just there for the fun of it. As Minato was thinking for some time, but nodded nonetheless as he looked towards Yamato. Well, Yamato-san, I'm pretty sorry for the loss of your student, the Haruno of, you can say, the councilman, councilwoman Haruno would be, you can say, here to your story, would want to hear your story as well. So keep in mind at that, I would inform her family. As Yamato nodded at that, Lord Hokage, what about the whole team? As Minato thought for some time, I do have another student in mind. She's a genjutsu expert, but I would have to discuss it later on. As you can say, Yamato simply nodded at that and decided to take his leave with Naruto. As Minato said, Naruto, would you like to remain behind a little bit? I want to discuss something with you. As Naruto nodded at that, as Kakashi decided to speak up, well, Sensei, considering Naruto, I would like to inform something about to you as well. As Minato looked towards Kakashi, and what would that be, Kakashi? As Kakashi said, well, Naruto has attacked Menma and Naruto during the mission, so I would like to file a, you can say, complaint against him. As Kakashi said that with a smirk, since Yamato was gone, there was no way that Naruto could, you can say, defend himself now. As Minato's eyes widened as he looked towards Naruto with his narrow gaze, Naruto, tell me that you did not do that. As Naruto simply gave him a shock. By attacking you means that I beat both of them pretty easily. Then yeah, I beat both of them. As you can say, Kakashi glared towards him. As you can say, Naruto gave him a challenging smirk as Minato raised an eyebrow. Tell me everything. At that, as Naruto explained everything that how Menma and Naruto challenged him, saying something about wanted the title back, and he defeated both of them as Minato wanted to say something, but he knew that that was a strong possibility and at the moment he has other things to deal with than pettiness of Kakashi. So he gave Kakashi a look as Kakashi, you can say, decided to take a step back at that and decided to leave the matter right here and right now. As you can say, Minato looked towards Naruto. Well, Naruto, I have the matters to discuss with you about the clan thing as well as the daughter of the fight daimyo is coming today, so you would have to be presentable. As Naruto gave him a look but decided to nod. After all, it has been some time since he has seen her. So, yeah, that could be a good thing. While, on the other hand, in the Uzumaki and Namikaze district, as Kushina was raining furiously and Menma and Naruko has finally arrived to the house as they were pretty angry. After all, they had to do, you can say, fight a weak opponent as strong as Haku was. Both of them were pretty powerful and they used the power of the, you can say, QB as well, even though a part of them hated it. After all, they were supposed to be trained by four Asring shinobis. Her mother is taking her training seriously, wanted to prove that how she was still as powerful as she ever was, and how they had to use the power of the QB to defeat a opponent other than their brother. They always thought that they were strongest out there, but this was not, you can say, going in their favor as they looked toward their mother who was going through her, you can say, katas as Naruko looked toward the sword and remembered the sword her brother has shattered as tears started to come to her eyes as Kushina quickly noticed that as she said, Menma, Naruko, you're back, huh? As she noticed the look on, you can say, Naruko's face. Naruko-chan, are you alright? As Naruko nodded and explained that how Naruto shattered her sword and how she did not have a sword anymore as Kushina gritted her teeth at that. As the days started to pass, as she started to get annoyed by the whole thing, Naruto was not accepting his role as the side member and how Menma and Naruko, he does not realize it, how important Menma and Naruko are. Why? Why? He does not understand. After all, he has been given everything he ever wanted in the whole life. He should have accepted his role. Those are the, you can say, thoughts started to come to her four mind, just like Jiraiya Sensei told them. She simply looked towards Naruko. Do not worry, Naruko-chan. I will give you a new sword as soon as possible. At this, Naruto simply nodded at that. Kushina would need to have a chat with Minato as soon as possible. After all, Fire Daimyo is coming today, so they would have to have a chat with him and they would try to change the marriage proposal to Menma being the, you can say, the bride and whole thing, but they doubt that he would change his mind. After all, that daughter of his, no doubt, is just a fangirl who has seen Naruto to be some powerful person and wanted to marry him and all that. And they would have to, you can say, do something about the whole situation as soon as possible, just like Jiraiya Sensei told them. As Kushina nodded at that thought, while on the other hand, Manma and Naruto has thrown themselves into the training as soon as possible when they arrive. After all, they want to learn as much as possible. As Manma looked towards Naruto, as both of them nodded, as Manma started to prepare a Rasengan, as Naruto started to put fire chakra into it, as both of them were making a new Rasengan, just like Jiraiya Sensei told them the fire volcano Rasengan of Jiraiya Sensei, as he had taught both of them, but they were still practicing it and both of them need to be together to perform this technique. Just like Jiraiya Sensei told them this technique would be powerful enough to take care of their brother forever, as both of them had the smirks on their faces. Soon enough they will have their title as the rightful heirs, just like they wanted it. While on the other hand, Minato was about to dismiss Naruto when a Ambu landed beside him. Lord Hokage, the council has been summoned and demand the attention of yours and Naruto-san here as soon as possible. As Minato sighed, he already knew what the situation was all about. That Haruno girl who died, her mother was on the civilian council, so she will demand the head of Naruto. He already knew that, but that could not be given. So let's see what they actually want. As I look towards Naruto, well, Naruto, no matter what happened there, you need to, you can say, keep your calm and remember who those people are. As Naruto gave him a look, but did not say anything as Minato grabbed Naruto and Hiroshi inside of the council, as all the clan heads were finally present and they were looking pretty, you can say, interested about the whole thing that was about to play down, because many of them already knew what this was all about. As Minato finally arrived, as well as Naruto, as Ambus and the clan heads and the civilian councils were present, as the elders were looking pretty annoyed as they looked towards Minato, who decided to take his seat. So, what is this meeting is all about? And finally, Haruno, you can say, Mibuki Haruno finally stood up. Lord Hokage, I demand the head of Naruto Uzumaki for the murder of my daughter Sakura Haruno. As she had tears in her eyes and blood red eyes as she glared towards Naruto, as much haste as she could gather. As Minato sighed, he already knew that this was coming. As you can say, another civilian council member stood up. Yes, Lord Hokage, in this mission, the demon has proven himself to be dangerous up to the, you can say, the children of Konoha. So hereby we demand that how Naruto Uzumaki is to be executed for the murder of Sakura Haruno because of his demon actions. As Minato sighed inwardly, as you can say, Mibuki simply were glaring as Minato speak up, and what is your proof? As Sakura's mother glared towards Minato for some time. Well, according to the report of Kakashi Hatake, that Naruto did not do, your child did not do anything when my daughter was, you can say, slipped into the hole bridge and went into the ocean. He did not try to save her. I bet that how he was the one who slipped her by because he wanted to get rid of her. As just like he always wanted, as Naruto inwardly thought, well, you cannot not argue with that thought, as he simply smirked inwardly, as you can say, Mibuki simply glared towards Naruto as Naruto looked towards her. Well, the report of Kakashi, you say, as Minato was also getting annoyed at the antics of Kakashi as well. He was putting him through more and more paperwork. He need to have a chat with Kakashi as soon as possible, as Minato sighed as he brought up the report and once again started to read it, as well as all the clan heads, as Minato looked towards Naruto. Well, Naruto, you have the accusation against you. So do tell me, why did you not try to save your teammate? As Naruto simply looked towards him and gave him a look. Seriously? As Naruto simply shrugged. Well, it was not possible. As you can say, Mibuki stood up. Lies, demon. You did not want to save her. That is the only reason. And admit that you were the one who threw her outside of the bridge, just like you wanted to. As Naruto inwardly thought, well, that was a definite truth, but he did not do it. So he simply shrugged as Naruto grabbed one of the report which Ambu brought him. As Naruto simply nodded as he said, "Huh, very cheeky, Kakashi." As he thought inwardly, "Well, Hokage-sama, as you can already know, our mission was on a country known by the name of Wave Country because of the ocean surrounding it and the heavy waves that are also present there to the point that even the ships have trouble, and the bridge which was made there had the heavy waves on it when Sakura slipped, which shinobis do not do actually, as they look toward the shinobi council, who also nodded at that. Really, really, for sleeping, you really need to have really pathetic skills. After all, shinobis are taught from the very early age to put chakra in their muscles and at their feet so that when the time comes, they would be easily able to channel chakra and water walk and tree walk. So, shinobis actually do not sleep even at icy areas, and she was literally thrown into the wave. What could any normal person do? Well, if Naruto really wanted it, he could have actually done something about the whole situation. But the thing was, he really didn't wanted it. And so yeah, as Haruno once again screamed that how Naruto should admit and all that. But the Shinobi Councils already knew that this was just a waste of time. As Minato sighed, "Well, Haruno-san, there is no actual proof, and even the report of Kakashi did not specify anything, and just like Naruto said, if she was savable, Kakashi would have done it himself, as well as the other teammates Sai, as well as Sasuke-san and my other children, Menma and Naruto. I really hope that you're not accusing all of them for not saving your daughter, as you can say Mubuki wanted to screech about how it was all the demon's fault. She could not do anything at this point. As Minato sighed, this meeting is adjourned. We have to prepare for the arrival of Fire Daimyo, and I do not have time for this. So yeah, it is adjourned as Minato vanishes as he grabs Naruto and Yellow Flash once again from there, as all the civilian and the Shinobi Council grumble and decided to take their leave for now, while on the other hand Naruto had a smile on his face as after a really long time he felt like he has achieved something. Finally, there would be no screeching to his ear, the torture to his ear is finally gone. So he was really happy. So yeah guys, here I will have this part. In the next part you guys will see the arrival of Fire Daimyo as well as the start of the tuning exam. And in the tuning exam, the many things are going to happen because I want to spicing up. So Osuskis are coming as well as some other beings who will try to challenge Naruto. So yeah guys, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So yeah, peace.